All right, looks like it's time to do some math. So classwork 6.11, interpreting correlation in context. All right, I'm going to let you read the next 3 paragraphs. Go ahead and pause the video real quick. Just read that. You guys are high schoolers. You don't need me to read to you. All right, perfect. So by now, you know that we are working with r squared today. And this does have a real life meaning. It's super easy to get this value. Just square your r value and give it to a percent. Going forward, from this point on, we're going to use 4 decimals. So if we have to round off our r value, we're going to go round to 4 decimals for that r value. That way we're going to get a better picture of that percentage of r squared that we need. And this is called our variability too. All right, so question number 1. Ben was doing an experiment for his biology class, comparing the height of a plant to the amount of fertilizer used. Ben determined the correlation coefficient to be r equals 0.60. So question A, what is the value of r squared as a percentage? What can you say about the variability in the height of the plant compared to the amount of fertilizer used? All right, so if we want to find out what r squared is, we currently have r equals 0.60, and we want to find out what that is squared. So we're going to square both sides. Then that's going to give me a value of r squared equals 0.36. Okay. So when I put into my calculator 0.60 squared, I get 0.36. And then we just want to turn it into a percentage. So in order to turn it into percentage, I move the decimal over 2 spots. I get 36%. Question also asks us, what can you say about the variability in the amount of fertilizer used? So in order to answer this question, we're actually going to look at our example pretty much right up here. We're going to copy out what it says word for word. So it says here we can say that 64% of the variability. So we're going to use 36% of the variability of, well, I'll write it, okay? All right, so I wrote, like I said, I pretty much just copied the sentence up there. 36% of the variability of the height of a plant can be explained by a linear relationship with the amount of fertilizer used. So about 36% of the reason why a plant grows and the height of a plant is because of how much fertilizer is used. So question B, if only 36% of the variability in height of a plant can be explained by the amount of fertilizer, what other factors might go into determining the plant height? There's tons of different things you could have here. A few examples would be like water, how much water it gets, sunlight, maybe the size of the plant, maybe the type of plant, right? A tree is going to be taller than a flower is going to be, more than likely. Perfect. All and any of those are good reasons. Question number 2. All right, question number 2 is going to be extra practice. There's not going to be any questions in this video on it, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you just want some extra practice, want to feel really good about this, and cement that skill, go ahead and do number 2. Otherwise, skip it. So number 2 wants you to use your calculator to find the r and the r squared values for the class data comparing height and shoe size of your classmates. So in your packet, in one of the first couple pages where you took all the data, you're going to look at the first 20 people, and you're going to compare their height to their shoe size. So you're going to use step 1, 2, and 3 on your blue sheet. When you get to step 3, you're going to put height in the L1, and you're going to put shoe size in the L2. So height's going to be your X values, shoe size is going to be your Y values. Then you're going to skip down to step 5, run that linear regression, and find out what your R and R squared are. And then go ahead and finish completing the rest of the questions based on that information and that data. If you need any help, please raise your hand, let me know, and I'll come around and help you. But like I said, otherwise, if you just want to skip it and go on to number 3, I'm okay with that as well.